Welcome to part 2 of our mini-series on facial hair removal. Today we're going to put our focus on hormonal facial hair. Hi, I'm Lena Kennedy, President and CEO of Alexandria Professional, and we are the global authority in professional body sugaring. So in our first video in this series, we talked all about vellus hair and how it differs and all the ins and outs of treating it. Well, today we're going to focus on the hormonal hair because in its own entity, it's very different. Now we're talking about women here today and their hormonal facial hair growth. And it's very important that we understand how to extract it, what to expect from it, and help educate our clients on it as well, because this will become a true partnership for them to reach optimal results. And the optimal results will be this, ladies. It's not, I don't want you to think and or sell to your clients, and I don't want as a customer for you to have unreachable goals. At the end of the day, you're never going to get rid of 100% of facial hair growth that is induced by hormones, depending on which hormones are inducing this growth. So there's like medical things to look at, and that's why that whole custom consultation card is very important, or even a face-to-face consultation, so that you understand what's causing this. Anyway, you can't get rid of it 100%, but our program, the Alexandria Professional program, is really great at managing that growth so that you as a customer, I have so many stories, guys. You as a customer can stop being burdened by having hormonal facial hair growth. And that becomes a big part of your daily freedom. I've seen it. I've helped customers reach that. And it's like you're giving them a whole new life. It's crazy. So that's why this part of the series to me is really heartfelt, because I know how many people I've helped when I used to sugar with this situation. So one important note I want to share with you before you do any kind of facial hair removal, whether it's vellus hair or terminal hair, hormonal hair, or male facial hair, is that at Alexandria Professional, we advocate that you do a patch test first, so you can see if there's any potential reaction. Because if there is a potential reaction, we have a system that will help to prevent it and or help to heal it if there is one afterwards. So as a consumer, if you do allow your practitioner to give you, to perform a patch test, you'll be able to know yourself, one, how it feels, but more importantly, you'll know if you're apt to have a reaction and how the Alexandria Professional system works at either calming that reaction, how long it takes. So then you can decide, wow, that took a week, or that took a day, or that took just a couple of hours. You'll know, are you willing to go through the process for your full face so that you can get to the point of having permanent reduction? Because the more you do it, the less reaction you'll have anyway, because the less hair you'll have. But you'll know firsthand what to expect, how to treat it afterwards, how long it takes, and have a much more pleasant journey for yourself. So as a consumer, if you already think, you're susceptible to having histamines of any sort, you should be filling out anyway a form at your salon that will ask specific questions. And that should be one of the questions is, are you prone to histamines for, allergies and things like that? Then for sure, don't skip the patch test. You shouldn't skip the patch test anyway. But if you know you are, and we see that on your form, and we do a patch test, and yeah, there is a reaction, here's what we can do. We can use our CC Me cream, which helps to calm nerve endings. So it calms the messages to create a reaction. And we would apply that before, and then you would also use it after at home in case the reaction continues, and then help it heal much faster. But also, some things like, this is for the professional and it's for you as a consumer to be aware. Technique is going to mean everything to reduce histamine reactions, but also to reduce potential discomfort, from discomfort to pain. So Very easy to identify hormonal hair growth on a woman's face. It's like a man's facial hair that's been shaving for a long time, right? It's thicker, coarse, wiry. And I'm going to tell you, in these areas, most women will have hyperpigmentation from the ingrowns they get and squeezing them and trying to get that hair released. So they get keloids. And I can tell you, through the system that we have at the Alexandria Professional, yes, it'll help not only lighten the hyperpigmentation, but it'll help start clearing the congestion that they have. So how do we get started? Well, obviously, by you as a consumer coming to us and asking us, what can you do about this problem? The first thing I would want to do is a full face extraction. That means I want to clean everything up, not just where the hormonal heavy hair growth is. I would want to do a full facial cleanup, brows, nostrils, because then you're going to feel, you're going to get even better results, because here's what'll happen. If I only focus on wherever the terminal hair growth is, and when we focus on it, we're going to clean every bit of that area, then whatever you have going on somewhere else is going to be accentuated. So that's the first thing I do, is I would consult with you to say, let's do a full face first. And I'll work on the hormonal hair growth as well. And that way, that would be the first treatment. And any hairs that are really tough to get out is where, so much I have to keep focused here. You have to learn to do that tough hair extraction, the technique that we teach at Alexandria Professional, to be able to extract the really deep-rooted hairs, because that's what your hormonal hair growth is. It's deep-rooted, which means it's much deeper into the skin. And on the outside, you don't want to come to us when the hair is really long, growing like, a 1/4 inch. As a woman, you want to get that hair when it's just coming out of the skin. So without you having shaven it, and the hair is just coming out and it's a fine point, we know that it's much deeper into the skin. So we really have to penetrate the sugar deep down to grip that hair, to help us extract that tough, short hair out without irritating your skin. And the only way to do that is by mastering, now I'm talking to you as a professional, mastering the tough hair extraction, because and it's such a unique technique that I created years ago that will just keep inching the hair out without really touching the skin itself so much that you irritate it. I know it sounds crazy, right? But I think I might have some video clips from some of our master classes. I'll talk to my tech people to see if I can throw that in here so you can have more of a visual. So it's important that I share this with you as a professional, because if you take sugar and you go to the skin here and you keep doing this, telling you right now, you're going to irritate the skin. You won't be able to go over once you've gone too much where the skin is weeping. You won't be able to go over again like wax would adhere, because it won't stick. It's sugar. But it doesn't matter. You already went too far. So what's going to happen here if you went too far and it's raw? That's going to have to heal. And it's going to heal into scab. So what's that going to cause? It's going to prevent the new hairs that you took away from, being very aggressive. It's going to it's not going to let them, give them a free passage to come through. So you're going to get ingrowns. You're going to get that vicious cycle that the customer is probably already experiencing from having done other things. And the whole premise of mastering the AP systems is to eliminate those situations. It's not just about eliminating unnecessary discomfort and extracting It's about preventing this hormonal hair removal is the most noble thing I feel I've ever done in treatments, because no woman should have to suffer that who doesn't want to have that facial hair showing up on their face. I would go back. So the first treatment would be all that. And then whatever hair I couldn't take away, because I know if I kept trying, I would irritate the skin, I won't take away. So now I have two choices. Stay with me on this, guys. This is so worth it. I have two choices. Because I know I've seeped that sugar into the follicles probably much more than you would for any normal extraction, this is a trick that we teach. I can take tweezers. Here's the hair, okay? And here's the skin. I can take tweezers and go right to the base of the hair where it meets the skin. Not pull. I won't yank. I won't, pluck. I will put it there and I'll hold the skin taut, right? Hold the skin taut and I'll put it to the base. And I think I might have a video to show you this too. And I will gently wiggle, gently. And as I wiggle, if that hair starts releasing, flat on the skin, not upwards, or just gently flat on the skin, and I see it's coming out, and then all of a sudden it just comes right out, even with the bulb intact, I didn't break it. That's okay. That extraction had a good lubrication and released itself from what we call the dermapapilla, for those of you if you're consumers. And so I know I took that hair out and it will grow back in a fine point. Yay. That's what the sugaring is all about. And that's what the sugaring residue inside the follicle helps me to achieve if I have to tweeze. This is like the best thing you can do, especially if that customer has an event to go to, and they don't want to have any hairs left over. If they're not in a hurry, if they can come back in 2 days, or even the next day, or 2 days, or 3 days, I will leave that hair, give it that extra momentum to grow a tiny little bit more. And in the meantime, I'm going to consult you, the consumer, my customer, to subscribe to our minute package. Because that minute package will allow you, funny stories, you're driving and you're at a red light and you're touching and you're going, oh geez, I got a couple of hairs. Well, guess what? I don't want you to go home and pluck, because chances are you're going to break them. I'm going to know, because I'm going to start seeing an ingrown here, an ingrown there. I'll know what you did. And instead of that, what I always did for my customers who were on a minute package, in between where they would come for a full treatment, which would mean, just wherever the hormonal hair is, then I would say, pop in. Pop in, you might have to wait a minute or two, pop in and I'll take out the 2 hairs, the 1 hair, the 3 hairs that you have. And so I would have them come into the room, and the minute you walk into the room, the treatment room, the clock starts ticking. So then I might be 3 to 5 minutes with you, and I'll take those 3 to 5 minutes off the minute package that you've already prepaid. That'll save you so much money and aggravation. That's part of the management of hormonal hair. It's the best thing out there to keep your skin looking healthy, better, building the integrity of your skin, getting rid of the keloids if you have hyperpigmentation and so on, ingrown hairs, without having you try to manage at home. No shaving, no tweezing, no touching. It's really fantastic for that. And then once a month or once every 2 months, I would do the full face again, just to keep everything running together. So what'll happen, and this is one of my favorite parts. So you've got prongs, you've got shaven hair prongs when you first come to us, because you're probably shaving, tweezing, breaking, keloids, ingrowns. As your skin clears, and as we get to take each hair at least 1 time out when it's attached to the derm, so with the bulb intact. And I love to show my customers the hair in the pit and show, look at, see, that's a hair that was already dying. So, you know, that's not a big deal. This one was a hair neanderthal. So I like to educate them so that you know what to expect. Every hair that was taken out with the bulb intact, you will see it's still going to be a thicker hair because it takes time every time to get thinner and finer, refine. But the point of the hair, the tip of the hair will have a fine point. And that's when you start to feel the magic. Any new hair coming through, it's not going to feel like when you shave and it's growing, it's right? It's going to feel softer as it's just a little tiny fine tip. And as it continues to grow, it gets thicker because it's more, if you want to exaggerate, like a triangle. And we're just trying to refine that triangle. And that's what the sugaring will do every single treatment. So you come the first time full face, and then we work, you know, come in 2 days, 3 days, so I can take any new hair that's coming out. And we might do, depending on the density of your growth, every 3 days for the next month. So, and like I said, it's a partnership. We will decide these things together. Of course, with my expertise, I will advise, but then you have your daily things that you have to do. So we will work it together. And then at the end of the first 30 days, we might be able to go every 10 days. And then, you know, we go 10 days, 20 days, but it'll never be every 30 days because you want to manage the growth so you never have to tweeze or shave or do anything else at home again. And in between, whenever you need a little touch or a couple of hairs, you just slip in. It's a partnership program. That's why it's called Minute Package. It's really affordable for you, and it makes financial, logical sense for our time spending with you to help you reach optimum reduction. You have refinement and you have staggered growth. You can expect that immediately. And then the rest will just keep happening. So let me tell you something I missed before. There's things we can do to help that first treatment and consecutive treatments until the situation gets a little better. And that's doing a warm towel. So professionals, as opposed to just getting them in and out, take time to do a warm towel, wet towel, to help open up those follicles, those pores, which will help the sugar seep better, faster. Now, you don't want to go to their skin when the skin is warm, you know, or hot from doing this towel. You got to let it cool down a bit because then your sugar is going to melt on you. So that's one thing you can do to help prepare the skin, like a salt. Even use our salt spring in water, and you'll just feel the skin softening and opening, and it'll make the treatment even better. But you, as a consumer, can help your partner, your practitioner, by continuing this treatment at home, because even that's going to help it's going to help the mud go deeper. It's going to help, you know, if you want a skin cell softener, that's our Phenomenal. All these things that we're going to teach you as a consumer, this full circle of skin conditioning program is exceptional for working on hormonal facial hair growth. It's amazing. 33 years so far, guys, and I can't speak to this enough because I know the difference it'll make in your life to get this under control, where you don't even have to think about it anymore in many, many ways. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a little story. It was in LA when I had a studio there. And I had a young woman, she was in her 20s, and she had really, really heavy facial hair growth, hormonal facial hair growth. So when I tell you I did full face and she cried, not from discomfort and pain and all that, she cried when she looked in the mirror because it was the first time she saw her skin look so beautiful in a very long time. Her fiance, one time, it was like several weeks later, came to introduce himself to me to thank me because she was a whole new person. She was a musician. So she shaved every single day. She shaved in the morning and she shaved before she would do her thing at night. And then she told me she used MAC makeup because it's still one of the better, photography or whatever you want to call it, videography, makeups to cover things up. And she lived like that, literally. So I know what this Minute package and this partnership can do to help you as a consumer. I know what the Alexandra Professional system, the full circle of skin conditioning system, which includes our fantastic sugaring, can do for you as a professional, for your business, by giving optimum results to your clients. It's just, again, that becomes a full circle. Everything is a full circle when it's right. Everything is a beautiful full circle. Hey, I know we covered a lot here today, but there's still a lot more to go. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, because there's more coming up in our series.